Happy Good Friday. It is cold in the city of New Orleans. Like, for why? But I have the day off. I actually have the next couple of days off. Today I'm actually a little bit excited. I'm going to the movies for the first time in a couple of months. This isn't the first time I'm going to the movies during the pandemic. I actually went to AMC theaters right when they opened back up. But nothing of interest has really come out. So I haven't been in a couple months. So a couple of days ago while I was working, I heard about this movie coming out today called The Girl Who Believes in Miracles. It's a Christian film. Kevin Sorbo, Miro Sorvino. Like, it's Good Friday, Christian film. I haven't seen a good Christian movie in a while. So I'm gonna go watch it today. And I wanna tell you what I think. But first, the morning walk. For those of you who haven't traveled yet or can't travel, let me give you a little piece of New Orleans. If you ever visit New Orleans, Creole Creamery, best ice cream place, hands down. If I had a favorite spot, it would be right over there, in the sun, on a blanket. As someone who was never much for water, like, I will go to the mountains before the beach. I can swim just fine, I'm not afraid of water. But, you know, I like the serenity of the mountains. Never thought I would ever enjoy laying on a blanket by the Mississippi River. Growth. I need a haircut. Let's head to the movies. I was gonna show y'all my breakfast, but I was hungry. We ain't got no gas, so we're gonna hope for the best. If I had a favorite thing to do, going to the movies would definitely be it. I love film, I love the cinema, I love the theater experience. And I know some movies like release directly to streaming services, but it's not the same. Some movies were literally made and designed for the big screen. But I digress. We'll save all the nerd talk for later. We made it to the gas station. I haven't been to this AMC before. I usually go to the one on the West Bank. It smells so good in here. Okie dokie. That was precious. I have so many thoughts, but I am very hungry right now. Cheeseburger. Something light. Okay, so let's talk about the movie. Now, we know all the issues that most people have with Christian films, you know, the acting, the writing, editing. We're just gonna skip past all that. My personal opinion, the purpose of most Christian films isn't so much to bring people to Christ, but to encourage and edify the body of Christ. And every Christian film is different. They all have their own themes that they focus on instead of trying to encompass so much in one. So the movie I just saw is called The Girl Who Believes in Miracles. It stars Kevin Sorbo, Mira Sorvino, and Austin Johnson, who plays a little girl named Sarah. Sarah is obviously a little girl who claims to see God across the lake, and then all of a sudden she has the ability to heal people through prayer. I think this movie focuses on two very important themes, community and faith. So this movie starts with church and ends with church. I like bookends. I think this movie does a great job of reshaping how we view church, and that church is not just being inside a church building, but it's actually being out in the community and helping and serving one another. The church isn't just about sitting in a pew, but it's about taking action. To see the community kind of rally around this little girl, it's beautiful. I loved it. So I think this movie will help challenge some people's view of what church looks like and how we as the body of Christ should treat one another. But faith. I think this movie definitely challenged me in my own faith and forced me to ask some interesting questions. You know, I have faith. I believe in God. I believe that Jesus died on the cross, rose from the grave, saved me from my sins. But this movie forced me to ask, if I was faced with the impossible, would I believe? What would be my reaction to witnessing a miracle? There were, I'd say, 3 different types of people when it came to faith in this film. And all 3 of them, I think, were believers in like some way, shape, or form. The first were those who saw the miracles and still couldn't believe it, tried to rationalize it. There were those who didn't see the miracle, but only heard about it and believed. And there were those who heard about the miracles, even witnessed the miracles, but couldn't believe because their faith was so small. And I have to ask, where do you fall? If you witness someone healed from cancer, if you witness someone regain their eyesight, if you witness someone who couldn't walk begin to walk, would you believe it? Would you try to rationalize it and say, there has to be some kind of logical explanation for what I just saw? Or would you simply say, that was God? And this is the perfect movie for this type of weekend, because it's Easter weekend. The weekend we celebrate the miracle of miracles. There are people who saw the resurrected Christ and still didn't believe it. But then there's us, thousands of years later, where all we have are words in a book and the testimony of others, and we're challenged to have faith. We're human beings, we're logical thinkers, and I love how Jesus confronts our critical thinking and our logical way of thinking. He did that with Thomas, where Thomas was like, unless I see the marks in his hand or the marks in his feet or the thing in his side, I will not believe. And Jesus said, okay, bet. Brings me to the third theme, and I can't really talk about this without giving the whole movie away, but the intentionality of God. The ending kind of blew my mind. It's off as basic and cliche, but I was just like, that was the whole point of this entire thing. God did all of that to do this one thing, the lengths he will go to for one person. It's incredible. If you're not a Christian, I recommend seeing it. It's outside your comfort zone, so, there's nothing wrong with being challenged. If you are a Christian, it might be outside your comfort zone, and there's nothing wrong with being challenged. I think it's a cute little movie. I think it's great for families and children. How simple children are. It doesn't take much. To not be so burdened down by life that faith is almost easy. I envy children. I'd rate this 2 ways. In comparison with cinema across the board, I'd give this a solid maybe 6 out of 10. But in comparison to other Christian films, I'd say a solid 7 or 8. I enjoyed it. I got teary-eyed. I cried a little. I cried a lot. But now to find a shirt for Easter. Till next time.